T-Man 978 Shill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be reviewing Transformers Legacy Evolution. Autobot Devcon. Right now he is a Target exclusive. I actually found this at Ross. And there was a good sticker on there that made him a good price. And now here we are. I'm reviewing it. Alright, here's Devcon out of packaging. And if you're watching this, thank you so much. I appreciate you. But I knew that he was like a retool. Like looking at his legs, I could tell that he was a retool of Studio Series Blur. But it's such a retool that it's almost not even the same guy. I'm not even sure if it's sharing any parts because I didn't go get him. Like the only thing that looks remotely the same is the feet. It just has the same overall transformation style. It has some leftover bits, and I'll show it like on the inside, but the outer body is like completely retooled to look like Devcon did on that episode of The Gambler on season 2 of Transformers Generation 1. But like pretty much everything is different. I think even the thighs are different, but it just shares some of the skeleton. Anyway, he does have this gun, which is fully painted. And the show, he just had the gun on his arm like this. These pieces right here, which can also double as guns, are non-existent. I think they're supposed to be part of his legs. He didn't have any backpack, basically. He didn't have any backpack, but in real world translation, there's nothing they could have done to hide this in a Deluxe Class. But he's pretty filled in all the way around, except this part of the legs. And if you could see this, they tried to cover it a lot, but it's hollowness there. But he has 2 screws. It's weird seeing this. They have screws right here showing you that this plate is attached to the front plate, but you can still see the mushroom pegs. I'm not used to that. That's weird. But mostly this is covered, and he has a humongous backpack. Other gun configurations, you could do what you want, but they showed this as an option with these 2 right here. So the cannon can just be bigger. And of course he can hold it in his hand, or hold either one of the red guns in the hand. But there you are with that. Let's zoom in on the face. Here's the face, looking crazy cartoon accurate. It's funny that he's not a Studio Series figure, considering that he was a cartoon character only and not a toy. And they went out of their way to try to get him as cartoon accurate as possible. But yeah, I'm just showing you some close-ups on the technical details. But articulation, the head is on a ball joint. The ball joint is down and is connected to a post at the base of his head, and it's going down into the body. So you get a little bit of wiggle. He can't really look up. You get swivel right there. The arms do this. They do that. Bicep swivel, or above the elbow swivel, I should say. And 90 degrees of bend there. Nothing in the wrist. You get waist rotation. The legs kick out to there. They kick all the way back, all the way forward. Knees bend 90 degrees. You get ankle pivot. And there is a ratcheted system right here that's very clicky and tight. So he can do the foot forward thing, but he can't look up. So it makes it a moot point, to be honest. Like, I guess you can do it for whatever pose you want, to an extent, because I do have a complaint about this guy. At least my figure. I don't know about everybody else's. Let me know how your figure feels. But these knees are kind of loose. Both of them. And this is tight, but the ankle pivot is really loose. Whenever you have looseness on the legs, it really messes with the experience for me as far as action figures, because they need to be able to stand up. And if you got to work and work to get them into a pose because things are looser than you want, it makes things frustrating. But size comparison, I have Sure Shot. So he looks like a tall guy, and Blur, I think, was tall compared to some of the other Autobots in the Studio series, but he's not taller than a Sure Shot. And here's some other Autobots or robots in arm's reach. But he has a ton of paint detail, nice paint. A ton of detail. Is very cartoon accurate, besides the backpack right there, and maybe how thick his legs are. But he's good besides the things I mentioned about the knees being a little weak, and this. When that looseness, I mean, this could be basically the same quality as some of the figures that are coming out now, but when you have looseness, it just makes the toys feel cheaper. Like if this was tight, if everything was tight, like I said with like this guy, he is very freaking tight. It just makes it feel more premium, even though they're probably the same amount of plastic and engineering. Transformation, I'm gonna rotate the head backward. This arm, this pulls back, and this rotates, so we can get the thrusters going right here on both sides. The little red fin seems like it would get in the way, but it doesn't really. And before we do anything else, I'm going to mess with these feet. The feet, this pulls up like this. We can open these legs. This doesn't really stay shut tight. I don't like it. It didn't open while I was doing stuff during the main part of the review for his robot mode, so I didn't complain about it. These can tab together, and then we can start getting the body like this. But back here, because this is going to be in the way, we can untab right here and pull all of that out and bring this up while we move this back, and the back of the feet tab into his body right there on both sides. Now we can bring these arms down. There's a hole right there. We need to rotate it so I can get to that peg that's right there. Rotate it and it can go into that peg. So the fin should be like outward like that basically. And we have to shut the arms because we can't get this down. And that's supposed to peg into his shoulders, but not quite. It doesn't stay until you flip this down and peg that into place. So yeah, that's kind of weird that they have those pegs and they don't function really. But now he would be done, but we still have these left over. And this pegs here, and the more flat or the make sure that the peg is more towards the inside so it can fit there, and we can port this here. So this thing has a lot of similarities to Blur, but it's very different. I'm gonna let you go to my Studio Series 86 Blur to see that, which already had a lot of similarities to Titans Returns Blur. So it's like all of them have the same engineering, but different molding or different parts. But here is his spaceship mode. I would say like alien cruiser type thing, but he transformed and just flew away into space. So there's that. I would assume that this is supposed to be that, but the way it transforms, it didn't accommodate it and it didn't cover it. They still have the peg right there because this opened up to become a seat, and it opened up on the cartoon so that a character could fit inside of there on the cartoon. But yeah, here's things I say are probably left over from Blur. Like, it looks like something would hinge in right here, but there's no hinge function. And I see that pin inside of there. It's weird that they have that pin. I know that was in place because Blur's chest pulled forward and rotated. This doesn't have that. So it's like they left all of that in and you can't use it in any type of way, which is weird. But here he is next to one of the Hot Wheels Deluxes. We can see he is significantly bigger in his vehicle mode than that. Here is Blast Off. He's longer, I wouldn't say he's bigger. Here is Crosshairs. And these are all Deluxe Class, by the way. But yeah, I tried desperately to find my smoke screen, but he's not with the rest of my collection from around that time period. So yeah, I'm a hoarder and I have had to move my collection around several times throughout the years. I don't know where half of my stuff is, unfortunately, without digging, because force moving around. And yeah, but it does sit flat like that. You can slide it across the ground if you want it to be a hover type vehicle. But transform them back, you can pull these off. You can untab this to get that out the way. Flip this down, detach the arms, detach the feet, and open this up. Rotate this out and keep rotating until the kneecaps are out. Shut this, shut that, and bring the feet down. Like I said, this feels hollow and cheap and loose, so it feels like you're gonna break that every time to me. Now we can reverse accordion this to shove that back into his back. Rotate the head around. You could do a play gimmick with this and have him have hand blasters like a GoBot. Let's see, Transformer Siege blast effect still fit in there. If you are late to the game, there was a toy line called Transformers Siege, or the Earth, what was it called? Transformers, I forgot what it's called, the something trilogy. Look it up. They came with blast effects. And yeah, they stopped doing that after Earthrise for the most part, besides special characters. Anywho, we can pull this out, rotate the hands, pull this out, rotate the hands, and he's pretty much done at this point, unless you want to give him extra flourishes, like the gun cannon right there that he had in the cartoon. That was like permanently part of his body. And we can go ahead and put these back here and give him a jetpack if you like, which once again, blast effects compatible. So the possibilities are endless. It's like, I don't know about endless, but there's lots of possibilities. But anywho, like I said, if you watch this, because I am extremely late, Transformers Legacy Evolution is like 4 years ago at this point, or 5, but they did re-release it, and then I'm still late to getting it after the re-release. I appreciate you if you watched this, especially all the way up to this point. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group, link in the description. Click the videos, click the videos, baby, click the videos. You should read